Hello viewers, in this video I am going to explain design aspects and numericals of Pelton turbine. Now let us see what is the Pelton turbine. The Pelton turbine is a parallel flow impulse turbine. It is suitable for high heads, that is greater than 300 meters. For specific speed of about 30 rpm, single jet Pelton turbines are suitable. To start with the design, we'll have to see how the jet is deflected by the wind. So the jet impinging on the bucket, center of the front edge of the bucket is divided into two gliding jets along the two halves of the cups. So you can see here the jet is divided into two halves. Based on this jet deflected by the wind, we can see what are the inlet and outlet. In this slide, the inlet and outlet velocity diagrams are explained. The symbols are given on this left hand side. The inlet velocity triangle is shown over here. This inlet velocity triangle gives us the peripheral velocity of the wheel at the inlet, the relative velocity of the wheel at the inlet, and the velocity of whirl at the inlet. So this is the inlet velocity triangle. The outlet velocity triangle, there are two outlet velocity triangles based on the angle beta. So in the outlet velocity triangles, the relative velocity of inlet is kept same as relative velocity at the outlet, neglecting the friction in this vanes. So friction along the vane is neglected. So from known values of VR, we first calculate VR1, we draw the VR1, and then with the known value of V1, VR1, we get the value of capital V1. The two components of capital V1 are VW1 and VF1. Now see what this is. VR1. VR1 is the relative velocity of the water at outlet. V1 is the peripheral velocity of the wheel at the outlet. Capital V1 is the absolute velocity of the water at outlet, and VW1 is the velocity of whirl at the outlet, and VF1 is the velocity of flow at the outlet. Now here the absolute velocity of water at the inlet, capital V, is not shown, but this capital V is nothing but equal to VW. So this is same as capital V, because here the velocity of flow at the inlet is equal to 0, because there is no vertical component of this capital V. So this is how the inlet and outlet velocity triangles are explained. Now coming to the design aspects of Pelton wheel. The following points need consideration while designing the Pelton wheel. The first formula you'll have to see or remember here is the theoretical velocity of the jet, which is given by VTH is under root of 2GH, where H is the net or the effective head. So here H is the net head and it is not the gross head. So if there are any frictional head losses from the gross head, we have to minus those to find out the value of net head. So this is the theoretical velocity VTH. To calculate the actual velocity, we calculate it as V equal to kV into under root of 2gh, where kV is the coefficient of velocity. Its value is between 0.9 to 0.99. Now, next equation is of the speed ratio, which is given as the ratio of peripheral velocity of jet buckets at their mean diameter to the theoretical velocity of the jet. So that is u upon under root of 2gh. The speed ratio is between the average value of 0.45 to 0.47. The mean diameter of the wheel or wheel diameter can be found out by using this equation u equal to pi dn by 60. The mean diameter is also called as pitch diameter. It is also called as the runner diameter. So this can be capital D. To find out the small d, the jet ratio is used, or in other words, jet ratio is another term which is given as the ratio of pitch circle diameter divided by the jet diameter. So these are the formulas we have to remember. Next is how the efficiency and the other formulas are there. So the first here is overall efficiency, which is the shaft power upon runner power. So which is equal to shaft power upon WQH into 100, because we are writing it in percentage. So runner power is WQH. Now the relative velocity at the inlet VR is V minus U, where U is speed of the vents, that is pi dn by 60, and V is the velocity of jet, that is kV under root 2gh. Relative velocity at the outlet is VR1, and which is taken as equal to VR, because we are neglecting the friction along the vanes. Velocity of whirl at the inlet is same as V, because Vf equal to 0 at the inlet of the vane. The next is velocity of whirl at the outlet, which is Vw1, can be calculated as V1 minus VR1 cos phi. This can be calculated using that outlet velocity triangle, where phi is the outlet vane angle. Now, the work done per second per Newton of water for this Pelton turbine is to be calculated as V by G in bracket VW minus VW1. By using this formula, we can calculate the work done per second per Newton of water. This value can be used in find out the hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. The next is kinetic head of jet at the inlet, and this is V square upon 2G. So this is kinetic head of the jet at inlet. The ratio of these two gives the hydraulic efficiency. So by using all these formulas, we can design the Pelton turbine and find out the efficiencies of the turbine. So a numerical. This is the one numerical with the numerical of a double jet Pelton wheel, wherein the two jets can be seen in the figure. This is jet 1 and this is jet 2. The overall efficiency is given as 87.5%. If the shaft power is 60 kilowatts and the head is 35 meters, we have to find out the diameter of the nozzle, that is small d we have to find out. The coefficient of velocity we have to take it as 1. So what is the formula we have seen just now is efficiency, overall efficiency, shaft power upon runner power. So in this, if I substitute all the values, I get the value of Q as 2.2 Qmax. Now, if small d is the diameter of the jet, we have got two jets. So we will say the discharge is 2 times area into velocity. So area is pi d square by 4 and the velocity is cv under root 2gh. So this is the total discharge, that is Q. While substituting all the formulas here, I get the value of D as 0.23 meters. So that is the diameter of the nozzle is found out to be 230 mm. So it is a simple numerical wherein you are given with the efficiency and we have to find out the diameter of the nozzle. Now, in this numerical, we are given with the head of the turbine, that is 500 meter. The speed of the turbine is 430 rpm. Overall efficiency is 85%, and the shaft power developing is 6990 kilowatts. Now if we take the bucket speed as 0.47 times the jet speed and CV equal to 0.97, we have to find out the wheel diameter, that is capital D, and the jet diameter, that is small d. So now let us see how we can solve this. So again, these are the data given. By using the formula of overall efficiency as shaft power upon runner power, we substituted all the values of efficiency, shaft power. This is small w is 9810, this is head 500. So the unknown is capital Q. So the discharge found out to be 1.676 Qmax. So by using this discharge, we can use the cap. Now, next is jet velocity at the inlet. Jet velocity at the inlet is CV under root 2gh. If we substitute all the values, we get jet velocity at the inlet. Bucket speed is given in the problem as 0.47 times the jet velocity. So that comes out to be 45.15 newtons, 15 meter per second. So by using this formula, V is equal to pi dn by 60, we find out capital D as 2 meters. So this is one solution we have got. And then by using capital Q as pi d square by 4, as is one jet, so the complete discharge is used by one jet. So area into velocity. So this is area pi d square by 4, velocity is V. So we get the small d square as 4q upon pi v. Substituting all the values, we get it as 0.0222 meter square. From this, we get the diameter of the single jet as 0.15 meter. So by using the data given, what we have found out is the diameter of the runner and the diameter of the jet for the single jet turbine. Now coming to the next third numerical, this is we have to here find out how many number of jets are required. So the shaft power here is 18,390 kilowatts, head is 480 meters, the speed is 600 rpm and the coefficient of velocity is 0.98. Speed ratio is 0.46, overall efficiency 85%. So for this, first of all, we'll find out what is the discharge in the turbine. To find out the discharge in the turbine, we are going to use this formula of overall efficiency, shaft power upon WQH by 1000. So from this, we get the discharge as shaft power into 1000 upon 9810 into 480, that is h, into 0.85, that is efficiency. By using this, we get it as 4.595 Qmeg. So this is the discharge in the turbine. Now let us find out each jet. How this is found out is, we'll first find out what is the jet velocity. So jet velocity is V equal to Cv under root 2 GH. So we substitute the value of Cv to GH, we get the jet velocity as 95.1 meter per second. By using this jet ratio, we find out the peripheral velocity, that is 0.46 of jet velocity, comes out to be 43.75 meter per second. So we use this velocity in the expression and find out the diameter of the wheel. So pi dn by 60 we get the diameter of the wheel, 1.392 meters. We use the jet ratio d by d as equal to 1 by 9. So we are assuming this d by d as 1 by 9. We get the jet diameter as 0.154 meters. So the discharge per jet is area into velocity, that comes out to be pi d square by 4 into v. So that is pi by 4, 0.154 square into 95.1. So that is 1.771 Qmeg. So this is discharge in one jet. So this is for one jet discharge. So if we want to find out how many jets are there, so we have to divide this total discharge of 4.595 divided by discharge of one jet. So what we get is here 3 number of jets. So this is how we are going to find out the number of jets in building. Now this is the fourth numerical. This is a slightly longer numerical wherein we have got the gross available head, the head lost in the pipeline, the bucket speed, the discharge, and the outlet vane angle. Coefficient of velocity also is given. We have to find out the runner power and the hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. So for this, now we have to find out, this is the gross head available, so we have to find out the net head. To find the net head, we'll minus the frictional head from the gross head to get it as 35 meters. Now the jet velocity is Cv under root 2 GH, so we get here the jet velocity of 25.68. The small v, that is the bucket speed, is given as 15 meter per second. So we get the relative velocity at the outlet as relative velocity at the inlet. So this is relative velocity at the inlet. We get it as Vr equal to V minus U. That comes out to be 10.68 meter per second. That relative velocity at the inlet is same as relative velocity at the outlet if friction is neglected. So we get it as 10.68 meter per second. So velocity of whirl at the outlet is V1 minus VR1 cos phi. By using this, we find it as 4.68 meter per second. So the work done per second per Newton of water is V by G Vw minus Vw1. So by substituting all the values, we get it as 32.11 Newton meter per second per Newton of water. Now the kinetic head of the jet is V square by 2g. So we get this as 33.61 meters. So runner power is WQH by 1000. So W discharge we have found out as 0.82 and this is H is 32.11. So we get this is first answer is 258.3 kilowatts. So by using this work done per second per Newton of water and the kinetic head of the jet, we can use the hydraulic efficiency. We can find out the hydraulic efficiency. That comes out to be 32.11 divided by 33.61 into 100. So that comes out to be 95.57%. So friends, this is how the various numericals on the Pelton turbine can be found. Thank you for watching.